Yeah. For your eyes only.
So I'm Danielle Mattis, and
I'm John Meadows.
And we're doing a documentary on what it's like to be black in America. I'm going to ask Mr. John here some questions and just have a conversation.
Let's do it.
So, what is it like being black, or what does it mean being black in America to you?
Being black in America, it means a lot of different things. The first thing that comes to mind, honestly, is it means you have I would say a target on you, or it means that you have extra eyes on you. And I say that in regards to the treatment of superiors, I guess you would say, with police officers, and just like historically how we've been treated. I just feel like we're targeted. That's what I feel like.
Okay, that leads me to my next question. With the misfortunes and treatments of African Americans here in America, how does that make you feel when you see, the Trayvon Martins or the Sandra Blands show up on the newscast?
It makes me feel like the lives that we lost, that they weren't to America. It may seem like that they weren't important or that their lives didn't matter, which is why we have organizations like Black Lives Matter, because we can see it seems like everybody else's lives matter, but when things happen to us, it just kind of gets swept under the rug. And then when we respond to it, we always get the backlash like we're not supposed to respond to it. You know what I'm saying? So.
Does it anger you when people put that negative spin on Black Lives Matter? Like,
Definitely.
All they want to do is riot, and
Definitely.
they're not for a cause besides anger.
Definitely, and like producing false rhetoric like that to say that Black Lives Matter is like all the negative things they say, like it's a hate group, or all it does is cause racial tension between black and white. Like that does anger me, because it kind of takes away from the importance of it, and it gives those who have power a platform to continue that conversation of how negative it is, and just try to get rid of it without trying to see what we're talking about and try to see what they're actually about, what they stand for.
Yeah, I think it angers me because, you have a president saying that, these white supremacists are fine people.
Fine people, good point.
And then you have, people of Black Lives Matter who just want equality and want equal treatment, and you have them not even going towards another group, not trying to diminish another group or harm another group, just trying to support them, stand up for themselves. And you have such a negative spin on them, but you have someone who's known for hating, and doing horrible things to, people of color, and they're known as fine people.
Fine people.
So, yeah.
I like that.
There's always so much talk about it being, having this negative spin on being, black. What are the positive things of being, black in America, or just being black in general?
That's a good question. First of all, hands down, being black is like the coolest thing ever, because you can see it, like, not to throw shade on anybody or anybody's culture, but it seems as though everybody wants to be black.
True.
Without taking everything that comes with being black. Like, people want to dress a certain way or talk a certain way, and they want to live a certain way, but they don't want everything that comes with it. But being black is definitely, I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world. It's amazing, because we're so strong, we're powerful, we have so much history, so much true history that did not start with slavery. And being black is amazing. It's everything.
I agree.
Minus all the stuff, the negative stuff that comes with it, but I wouldn't trade it for nothing in the world.
I agree. I love being black. It's an experience that, granted, it's the only experience I've known, but it's an experience that that I love. Like, I love knowing that I have ancestors who fought for me to be where I am today. I have people in my own family who have fought and gone through things, like, in recent times, where it's just like, you see the strength of your people, and you just see, like, we're resilient. Nothing can knock you down. Like, yes, we face a lot of things in this world, but you don't see us, hiding under a rock or accepting the BS. So I love being black, and I think going to an HBCU, Aggie Pride.
Aggie Pride.
I think going to an HBCU helped me love being black even more because I was surrounded by my own people. I didn't feel like the outcast or the only black girl in my class, or feeling like I have to portray a certain persona just to be accepted, because I feel like being black in America, you always have to be on.
Yeah.
Like, if anything is wrong, it's just like, ooh, well, I'm judging you and all the other black people, you know, behind you.
That's
so
true.
I always feel like, you know, I have to be on it. Like, even as an educator now, like, being the only black teacher in my hallway, or was the only black teacher in my hallway, like, I always felt like I had to work a little harder. If I messed up, like I messed up for every black teacher that this child may have, you know, in the future. So I do think that, you know, having that experience at HBCU really helped me build a love for actually really loving being black. So I see you have this Kaepernick shirt on. What do you think, how do you feel about all of the publicity and everything that's going on around his cause?
I feel that what he was standing for has been misconstrued throughout the media, and America just has taken it and ran with it. Not everybody, a lot of people do know what he stood for. His stance had nothing to do with the flag or the anthem. He simply took a knee because, what does it say right here? I'm not going to stand for a flag that oppresses black people or for people of color in that matter. And it's just been taken out of context, and everybody's making it about the anthem and the flag because that seems like that's the American, historically, that's the American thing to do, to make it just seem like he's absolutely wrong, that he's un-American, that he's not a patriot, and that all the negative stuff they can say about this guy, that's what they've done. And it really have taken the true meaning of his stance, which I have all the names of, well, not all of them, but a lot of the names, which is that of the unarmed black men and women that have been gunned down or just have not received justice in America. And so that's what I think about it.
Yeah, and I think it just goes towards the whole, you know, being black in America, always feeling like you got to be on guard.
You have to censor yourself.
Yeah, you have to censor yourself and what you can say or what you cannot say or how you act, because you don't want somebody to think like, oh, well, here comes this angry black woman or here comes this angry black man, and I need to do something to silence them, or even make them feel, or even making them feel like, you know, trying to make them afraid of you. And I just feel like, and I feel like that's one thing as a black person that I feel like, even if I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing and I see a police car pulled behind me, I automatically get nervous. Because I think about those people who got pulled for a traffic stop and lost their life. Like, not even having anything illegal and lose your life. Nothing done at all. Yeah, and then it annoys me when they do these things and they like to pull up the history of these African Americans. Like, oh, well, he was arrested, or he did drugs, or he had marijuana in his system. And it's just like, why are you taking away the value of his life? They lost their lives and try to criminalize you because this is what you did in your past. Like any other normal race, hasn't someone in a normal race or different race haven't, you know, done something in their past. It's not looked at, you know, you have, you know, I can't even think of his name. Homeboy who wanted to shoot up the church. Dylan Roof. You have him who gets walked out in a bulletproof vest, protected and walked out. It took him not to get food. Dragged to the ground, suffocated, choked, beat, have 5 million different cops on him, and it's just like, why do you have to do that? Why does it have to be people of color? You know. Well, he was clearly the threat. Yeah. He just killed 9 people. 9 African American people. Yeah. And these people didn't kill anybody, or were they a threat to you at all? Yeah. So it's just, I don't know. It just angers me, and sometimes it is very fearful being, you know, black in America, worried about if someone's going to call you because they don't think you should belong in this neighborhood, or, you know, just stop you because they think you were doing something wrong. You look suspicious. Yeah. You fit the description. Yeah. Because we all look alike. So, yeah, that's one thing that, you know, I feel like a lot of black people feel, or at least, you know, my peers feel when they're around and just hearing you speak, you feel the same way. So,
Yeah.
yeah. Do you think we've taken steps backwards in, you know, that fight for equal rights and civil rights for people of color?
A lot of people may not agree with me, but I think as a whole, we have. I just feel like the love that we once had for ourselves and the knowledge that we had and the actions that we used to make are like, they declined like a lot. Like, I don't think we care about ourselves as much. I don't think we care about the struggle and the movement as much. Like, and it still exists, so I think we still should care, but I think we've definitely like gone back. Like, I don't even think if somebody with the charisma and the same knowledge of mind of a Martin Luther King or a Malcolm X, I don't even think that they would reach their peak with that knowledge with us, because we don't take it serious anymore. We barely take ourselves serious anymore.
For your eyes only.